Hello friends. When we hear the name Africa, images of jungles, tribes, war, and hunger often come to mind. But that is not the full reality of Africa. Africa is not a barren desert, it is a suppressed dream, seen many times but repeatedly crushed. And today, a young Muslim leader from Africa, Captain Ibrahim Traore, is leading that dream. Africa is a continent with gold beneath its soil, yet people starve above it. It is rich in uranium, cobalt, diamonds, and oil, yet lacks clean drinking water. This is a paradox we have witnessed for centuries. But why does this happen? The answer is simple: neo-colonial control. Though African nations are technically independent, this freedom is in name only. The control persists, just in a different form. Today, no country is occupied by outright invasion. Instead, nations are drowned in debt, foreign troops are stationed, natural resources are seized, and local governments are turned into puppets. And today, Burkina Faso is a prime example. Who is this young Muslim man, Ibrahim Traore, who has declared, "I will tear off the mask of lies worn by Europe"? How has this 37-year-old become the hope of an entire continent? We will also reveal many astonishing facts about this nation that will leave you amazed. So let's embark on a fascinating journey to Burkina Faso. The official name of this country is the People's Republic of Burkina Faso. Before 1984, it was known as Upper Volta. With a population of approximately 24 million, it ranks 59th in the world by population. Its total area is about 270,000 square kilometers, making it the 74th largest country by land area. Located in West Africa, it is a landlocked country, meaning it has no coastline. It is considered one of Africa's developing nations. Religiously, 61% of the population is Muslim, 23% Christian, 15% follow traditional African religions, and 1% belong to other faiths. It shares borders with Mali, Niger, Benin, Ghana, Togo, and Ivory Coast. The country's GDP is $20 billion, with an annual per capita income of just $930, meaning a large number of people die from hunger and thirst. It is one of the 10 poorest countries in the world. An estimated 40% of its population lives below the poverty line. This Muslim nation has been a victim of Western predation for decades. You might be shocked to learn that from beneath the soil of this impoverished nation, 80 tons of gold are extracted every year. Its value is estimated between $5 to $6 billion, while Burkina Faso's own gold reserves are a mere 36 kilograms. For years, France has been looting this gold. The Europe you see as rich today is solely a result of plunder from Africa and Asia. Africa's blood is still being sucked dry, its people are kept in hunger and thirst. Burkina Faso is the fourth largest gold producer in Africa, while its neighbor, Mali, also a Muslim country, is the third largest. The capital of Burkina Faso is Ouagadougou, its most populous city. The president is Captain Ibrahim Traore, who became the head of state at just 35 years old, making him the world's youngest president. But that is not why he is famous, that is merely a coincidence. It is his actions that have led world media to see him as a leader for all of Africa. Some believe that if Ibrahim Traore continues at this pace, he will soon become the leader not just of his country, but of the entire African continent, a prospect that will be very difficult for Western nations to confront or ignore. But what is so special about this man that he has challenged all of Europe? He joined the military in 2019. He was well educated and highly intelligent from childhood. By 2020, he had become a military captain. After becoming a captain, he saw that the country's army had almost no money, while politicians were living lives of luxury. In January 2022, the military took control of the country, and this young man played a key role as a soldier in this operation. Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba was installed as the interim president. When he too failed to deliver on his promises, this young man and his team took power themselves, orchestrating a nationwide military coup. The entire army was aware of his capabilities, which is why, with their full consensus, he was made president. Captain Ibrahim Traore's first order was to command the French army to leave his country. This was the most shocking move for the world. He even gave them a 1-month deadline to leave. This was an act nobody had dared to attempt for decades. Export licenses for all the country's gold were revoked to prevent gold from leaving the nation. France had hollowed out this country, always installing puppet governments and crafting laws to ensure it could never escape poverty. A law stated that 70% of the country's money would be held in France. If the country needed money, the 70% of its own funds held in France would be loaned back, with interest. The children of politicians were educated in France so their minds could be shaped according to French interests, ensuring they would grow up to be puppet rulers acting on France's commands. This system had been in place for decades, until Ibrahim Traore struck a blow to end it. He declared that any gold mined in the country could only be sold or purchased through deals made by France itself. The West was further troubled when a Russian plane landed on Russian soil. The doors opened, and a young African leader stepped out. That man was Captain Ibrahim Traore, no suit, no tie, dressed in his military uniform. This image was deeply painful for the West, especially France. Traore's visit to Russia was a message to the world and the West. Russia now stands with this nation. No African leader had ever visited Russia in this manner before. This young man did not come merely as a guest, he came to build an alliance. Because Ibrahim Traore is preparing to confront all of Europe to free Africa from slavery. He and Putin discussed many issues, including education, health, and, as some news agencies report, even a nuclear program. Traore wants to unite all of Africa. An alliance between Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso has already been formed. These three nations are now united militarily and economically. Their people can travel visa-free between them, and their militaries work together. He is also moving to remove the French currency from his country. It is important to note that every African leader who has ever challenged Europe has been assassinated. Examples include Thomas Sankara of Burkina Faso, who was killed when he tried to eradicate corruption. Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, who spoke of African unity. Patrice Lumumba of Congo, killed for advocating freedom. Libya's Muammar Gaddafi, who dreamed of an African Union, was also eliminated. There have been over 20 assassination attempts on Ibrahim Traore because he has started building unity within Africa and with the world. This young Muslim man fears nothing and possesses the passion to free his people from slavery. The entire West is now criticizing him, predicting the country's situation will worsen. But in reality, according to World Bank reports, poverty has begun to decline for the first time in decades, so much so that even the IMF has been forced to admit that conditions have improved since Traore took power. Some reports suggest that France has been funding terrorist organizations like Al-Qaeda and ISIS to destabilize Burkina Faso. Africa's old leaders are aged and immobile, yet they refuse to relinquish power. Africa has a very large youth population, and for them, Ibrahim Traore is a beacon of hope. This is why many in Africa are disillusioned with democracy and desire a military leader who can free them from European slavery. Right now, the country is developing rapidly. It has even established its own gold refinery. Many nations around the world are unhappy with his achievements. May Allah Almighty help Muslims all over the world. Ameen. That was our informative and fascinating video for today. Please let us know how you liked the video in the comments. And a request to our new friends, please be sure to subscribe to our channel, Journey Unlocked, and like this video. Until the next video, goodbye people hugging.